Oh, hello, beautiful people of the internet. We're here. We're satisfactorying. I should probably add that. We'll add this guy on screen just to make you all freak out a little bit. Welcome back. We're playing Satisfactory. It's a no-cam kind of day. And I'm excited to continue. Last we left off, we just started a vertical bus. A radical idea that I'm really excited to try out and really sort of dreading making it all piece together. We have a vertical bus. I'm very excited to... Once it's running, it'll be awesome. To get it up and running is going to be the biggest pain in the ass you've ever seen. But we'll get there. So, here's kind of the state of the game right now. I'm gonna give you a quick overview, and then we can get back to talking about whatever bullshit we normally talk about on Twitch stream. Here's the state of the game. So, one, we desperately need, what are they called? O for codex. Nope. O for codex. Encased industrial beams. We desperately need encased industrial beams to build these, our conveyors, our lifts, and to build Mark IV belts, which are going to shove everything into our factory, which is then going to go vertical. So we are sort of playing a waiting game on that. Currently, we have 94, 95. It's the first little purple button, 96 on the left, 97. That's just going to take a while to compile. And also, we can't just let it compile forever because we're putting it into the cloud, into the college fund. Like, none of this makes... I'm realizing that you cannot talk about this game in a way that makes sense to people who just may or may not understand the game. So it's like, long story short, we have to stay close to here to keep updating belts, but also we have to let it work for 5 minutes to do that before we do anything else. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do at that time? Well, we have to wait for it to compile, right? I have an immediate thought, which is, Luke says, hi, YouTube, enjoy this episode. It's a good one. You don't know that. You don't know that it'll be a good episode. We're still living it in the moment. I hope it will be. I have an idea, which is that we should probably fuck around with trains, right? I really want to know how trains work. And the only way to do that is to fuck around and find out. We must set up an electric locomotive, pulling a freight car, pulling into a train station, running on railways, see how we automate it, see how it works. Hi, YouTube, enjoy this episode. It's a bad one. We also don't know that. In a way, we do know that. It's a bad one in that I play this game badly. But it is also, Luke was right, it's a good one in that we spent it together. And it's always good when we spend our time together. Right? So here's my thought. I know we just tore down an enormous, wide little canvas area over here. But I think we need to build a new canvas area, like a blank canvas, to mess with trains on. We can do it right beside this blueprint area so that we can blueprint stuff if we need to, like a train station or something. Because we're going to have to load trains. We're going to have to figure out how to automate them running to the places they need to go. We're going to need to unload those same trains. We're going to need to probably fuel those trains. If I know anything about this game... Oh, I just got a Steam achievement. Build 5,000 foundations. If I know anything about this game based on another factory game that starts with an F, then... Ryan, I don't like seeing FICSIT not mirrored in your helmet. That's funny, because so many people don't like seeing it backwards. But I tend to agree with you. What if we did this? Is that better? And what if we put it in a different spot? Just peeking over the side of the... That's way too big. Holy sh... Oh, no, I lost it. What if we just put it, like, peeking over the edge of the screen? I feel like right here is a pretty good spot. We'll even hold up. We need to like rotate it a little bit too, right? How do you rotate on OBS? Rotate 90 degrees? No, I want to rotate like. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There it is. Turn it upside down and hang it from the top. It's Vampire Factory Ryan watching you. Transform, rotate 30 degrees. Wait, I can't do that in OBS, can I? You've just punked me. You've punked me. Hi, Ella. How's it going? Long story short, I think we should fuck with trains. To build trains, I need plastic and rubber, which I have a little bit of. But I also can build railway for free. So... why can't I rotate this? What do you fucking mean I can't rotate it? What? Not that. That's not what I wanted. Okay, that's going to be a weird thing. Okay. Okay. Do you never get tired of playing the same game for too long? What are you referring to? Can you rephrase your question in a different way? Do I never get tired of playing the same game for too long? I get tired of playing the same game for too long, occasionally. I usually just quit when that happens. Am I tired of playing Satisfactory for too long? No, not at all. I need a little bit of plastic and a little bit of rubber. If that was a like, aren't you tired of playing Satisfactory? No, I do get tired of playing games, certain games. I usually just stop because if I'm not having fun, then no one is having fun on stream. It's sort of my main opinion about things. So it seems like you seem to never quit games. Oh, that's not true. I've quit a lot of games. And some of them, and a lot of them were actually games I was having fun. I just didn't have time to play them. I quit. There are occasionally, for YouTube, there are occasionally games that I probably should have quit a little bit earlier, but I was really close to like completing them or whatever, and so I kept playing. Evo has a couple that just happened in chat. Skyrim and The Witcher 3. I don't know that that's how I would phrase it. Like the way I just phrased it is correct, but I did get a little like I was sort of ready to be on to the next thing. I was still having fun with the game, but I was ready to be on to the next thing. But I was in the process of doing 200 hours or 300 hours or whatever. So it was like, can I remove these from this? I cannot. Shit. So we actually do need a little bit more plastic. Or sorry, yeah, plastic. I don't know, but I've DNF'd plenty of games. He never finished Witcher 3? No, I did finish Witcher 3. That's what we're saying is there were times where I was like, oh my god, this game is so long, and there's like 3 DLCs, and we should go on the wires to go get plastic from our factory. But I did finish it. I didn't really even debate not finishing it. I just was like, I'm kind of ready to be on to the next thing, but I'm going to finish it because I'm this far into it. In a way, finishing it is its own form of fun. You know? That said, I also... Evo has a great point. It's not like I 100% Skyrim. It's not like I 100% The Witcher 3. I did a lot of it, but I didn't completely 100% it. Because if I did, I would have been there for another year. I don't know. I do feel really proud though that like minus doing it a couple. I don't even know how to phrase this, because then it sounds like I was like bored with The Witcher 3 or bored with Skyrim. That's not the case. I was just like, I've been doing this for like Skyrim. I released 320 episodes. I've been doing it for almost a year, a month short of a year. I played Skyrim every day. I wasn't like tired of the game. I wasn't bored with it, but I was certainly also ready for something new. Witcher was the same. That game's amazing, but it did towards the end. I was like, I've been playing this game for 8 months. It feels like. I think it was maybe 8 months. Yeah. Exactly. But alongside that, I would say, I'm trying to think. I hope that I'm not lying here. I think I have basically. Otherwise, I've basically quit a game if I was bored of it, or kept playing a game, you know. Like, I basically will quit a game if I'm bored. And we have, or for a number of other reasons, but, like, we've definitely DNF'd games. Arena says I got the flu and I'm going to blame Ryan. You can blame me if I coughed on you. I don't know, man. I got my flu shot. I don't know that you can blame me. Okay, let's go back. Please tell me that I can reach this. Please tell me I can reach it! I fucking whiffed! Ouch. Sometimes games also become DNF because of events like Pikmin 2, Silent Hill. Yeah, Night in the Woods. Night of the Woods? Night in the Woods? Plenty of co-op games get DNF'd because they just didn't, like Megan and I didn't have the time together to schedule it. Like Grounded. Valheim we stopped early. Hopefully we still get back to it, but it's been months. Oh, I know how to talk about this. Pal World for sure, Tony, which sucks because I've been playing some Pal World in my free time. Astrobot? Oh, I gotta tell you. Hilariously, Astrobot is sort of a great example of like, I enjoyed it, but I also recognized this game isn't exactly for me. And so I just will stop playing it. Like, I'm sure Astrobot is objectively a great game. But with my limited one life, I was just like, I don't know that it's the game I should be playing, because I don't know any of these references. It is fun, but somebody else, I'm not the right audience for this. Okay, here's what I was going to say about here's what I've been trying to get to this entire time, and which I have failed to get to. What I've been talking my way around. I would say I am a kind of person who, the minute my interest is waning, you are able to tell. I wear my like interest and my heart on my sleeves. I'm enthusiastic about things until I'm not, right? Like I am. Oh, it's interesting that our Fixmas shit stayed here. Did we lose the? Oh, we did maybe lose the raw materials. I wondered if this would happen, but we kept that. So we kept the Christmas tree. But we lost the raw materials? We did not lose the raw materials. Fucking weird. I thought for sure either the raw materials and the decorations would be gone, but they're both here. Interesting. Okay. Did you finish the game of Sisyphus? I did finish the game of Sisyphus. Hi, Lumella. We're sorry. Long story short, I'm a person who wears my enthusiasm on my sleeve. I feel like my enthusiasm is either very evident or very absent. And I also like, this is quote unquote my job. And the reason I love this as a job, making video games, is one, I have an incredible community. But two, like, I like getting to choose what I work on and what I'm enthusiastic about. Like, if the goal was just like play the games that like have the biggest audience or make me the most money or something, we'd be playing Dark Souls right now. Like, it ain't like that, right? We'd be playing Dark Souls, or like we'd be nothing but a Zelda channel or something like that. I don't know what the right metaphor is here. Jesus fucking Christ, we're so fast. But it's not that. I get to play what I want to play and am enthusiastic to play. And the reverse of that is just that, like, if I'm not enthusiastic about something, I'll stop. But I tend to remain enthusiastic. When I knew I was going to be playing Satisfactory today, I spent my shower and my breakfast time thinking about wondering how trains would work in this game. So we're going to find out. Also, first things first, how many... I have 300. Okay, so we need to be using our encased industrial belts. We have 300. We need to be using them. So what's the best thing to do? We could just chuck this up. Oh boy, game is lagging. Anyways, long story short, if the question was, aren't you any less enthusiastic about Satisfactory anymore? The answer is no. I love this game. It's great. I'm really looking forward to beating it. I also am a person who enjoys the, like, persistent part of a game like this. It's like, no, if you're going to beat it, you got to be persistent. Like, you got to... Okay, what is in lane 4? I enjoy the long haul. Lane 4 is iron plate. Or at least it was at one point. Bye, Evo. Good luck with productivity. Good luck. Man, standing still on these belts is going to be the death of me, though. I will say that. On these Mark IV belts. It's so rough. Okay, let's replace as much of this as we can. I also need more fuel for my jetpack. We're really low. We go to there. This is here. Shouldn't that just be added to the next belt? Yes, I should go grab biofuel because I'm going to be out like literally any second now. Is today a shorter stream prepping for tonight or same as usual? Hopefully it'll be a longer stream, like a normal 3 to 4 hour. But Elle has been a little grumpy, so if Megan needs backup, I will go give backup. But yeah. Personally, Satisfactory becomes too much grind for me, so I grind until I get burned out, and then I move on to the next game. Yeah, that's fair. Oh my god. I need to be able to pause. There we go. So I think what we do here is just... this is just Mark 1. I think we just remove it. Like we put a merger down here. That was the belt I was standing on. We do something like that, except better. That will work. It's ugly, but we're only doing one belt for all of these things. That's my new philosophy. I gotta hook that back up. Ah! I'm gonna lose it. I cannot stand still on this goddamn belt. There we go. That's interesting. This part right here is not connected. We can tell Emma isn't feeling great because she's been very whiny. I think a combo of cold and teeth. She just wants snuggles all the time. Doesn't even want to sit in her chair to eat. Interesting. How many teeth does Emma have? Because we're still on the 1 train, or the 2 train, like just 2 teeth. And it's, we keep blaming teething for every issue, but it keeps not being teeth. Lumella says, I love how differently brains work. I like watching these streams, but absolutely cannot fathom playing a game like this myself. Too much work. I love working through a puzzle in something like Zelda, but somehow it's different. IDK. It's funny because how do you feel about late game Stardew? Because the later you get in Stardew, the more I feel like I'm running an actual, like, business. Well, I don't know. I guess this is weird because I kind of feel like I'm running a business or like a factory here too, right? But like, I guess the way I would say it is that like late game Stardew, I feel. Strawberry says it's my fucking jam. It's funny because I feel very like kind of like if you can do late game Stardew, that means you're clocking in for it like. Late game Stardew to me kind of feels like clocking in for an unfun shift at work, right? But I'm sure people look at this. I mean, I even made my going live notification today that I was clocking in for another shift at the factory. But, you know, I view that with literally zero negative connotations when it comes to this game. But late game Stardew, I do look at that and I'm like, oh boy. You better have, like, packed a lunch, you know? Okay, this is what I meant by we're going to have to do a little bit of just like taking a break from stuff to go do this belt shit all day. But the good news is once we do it, it will eventually be done. Forever. Oh my god, there's not things here. For me, if you're running complex systems and ideas, and I want it to be colorful and cute, if I'm running complex systems and ideas and it looks like a little complicated factory, I'm out. You need to coat the system in cuteness like there's other parts of Stardew. Stardew as just one example. Stardew being the example of like, it's cute and therefore your complex system is worth running. And I don't know, if you can find it in your heart to love Factorio, then like to me I feel like you love a complex problem game for the sake of the problem itself and the solutions, right? You aren't dating anyone here? It's a factory? It's true. But I think dating someone can be fun. And I think like being deeply engaged in a min-maxy resource management wicked problem type problem can also be fun, which I know is not what you're saying. It's just like I think it is just truly a level of like different strokes type of vibe, right? Like I also know like some people find the dating just to be like stressful, right? For some people I think the dating is like, oh my god, I got so confused when that said rotor. Some people, and maybe some people is me, some people the dating is like, that brings social stuff into it, and that brings like, you know, that brings the risk of what if you get dumped? The reasons people like Satisfactory remind me why I like coding. You know what, Luke? As a person who has worked with you on some coding projects, and by with you, I mean I have watched as you solved coding solved coding issues. I will say that there is a familiar gleam in your eye when I mention to you something interesting that is broken with our cards website or causing an interesting issue. There's like a gleam in the eye of the DM that you send me back, which is like, well, that's interesting. And then your mind like leaps to 6 different like possible things that it could be, or you'd be like, oh wait. Right, but it would probably be a tough sell if someone said, now go home and code as the games you play too. No, I don't think so. I worded that weirdly. I'm glad you recognized it. Just because capitalism has turned a thing you love into a job doesn't mean the thing itself is without its like true beauty. And like, you know, there are architects who they're like, this shit is my jam, and then they go home and they play probably SimCity 2000 or whatever, City Builder X, and they're like, this shit is still my jam. I don't know. This one's cable. It's funny. I think 3 for 3 when I have streamed the games, the factory games that I have streamed, Factorio, Dyson Sphere Program, and now Satisfactory. 3 for 3. I'm sure each one of those has had a stream where people have been like, but why is this fun? Like, and not in a judgmental way, but just in a like, copper wire? Wait. There it is. Okay. I was like, why is there not an icon? What do you, like, isn't this just work? This is 9 copper ingot. Wrong one. Shit. Ah! Fuck. Sounds better than grinding for shinies. You know what's funny? On 3 for 3 of those conversations, on at least a couple of those conversations, we probably were like, I don't know, sounds more fun than grinding for shinies. Steel beams. You know what else I think it is? It's like, I think one of the other things that happens here in this game for me is that the correct one? Yeah, steel beam. Okay. I think there's just like, there's a bunch of like adjacent pleasures as well, right? The pleasure of solving a like complex problem. I say complex, but they're not even all that complex. Solving a problem that requires like planning and forethought and a little bit of like coding type, like what is the most efficient way to make to deliver X resource. Oh, that's the wrong button again. I did it twice. I think that's the like main draw, right? And I think a ton of people find it fun. I think the success of the game is like one way you could look at it and be like, I mean, games like this are wildly successful in their little communities, especially. But I think also you can just be like, there's adjacent fun too, right? Like I think organizing is really fun. And if you have never gotten a single bit of pleasure from modular frames organizing something, that's fine, but you have to recognize that other people did, right? Like, it'd be foolish to be like, nah, I don't get what these people are up to. Why is that so tiny? Did I mess that up, or is that correct? No, it looks good. Okay. You're totally right. I completely get what you're saying. Also, no, give me immediate gratification now. This is raising an interesting theoretical question for me. What is the opposite of a game like this? Is it a slot machine? I want to like put in effort at solving a logistical problem, and then once I have solved it once, recognize how stupid I have been and solve it 2 to 3 to 4 more times. And I feel like maybe the opposite of that is I want no effort and I want to win because I got lucky. Like, I don't know. Like, the other thing that I think I have not really sold you on here or represented here yet is like, there's something I think really truly beautiful about a game where the good, bad, ugly, the how quickly did you solve it is truly and utterly 100% dependent upon how well you understood and conceptualized of the problem. Plenty of games, the result is a direct response. The result is a direct like one-to-one result of how well you mastered a skill or solved a problem or read a wiki, if that's how you play games, because some people do, and no judgment. If you're like, I want to find the best solution that somebody else solved and then I want to put it on the board, cool, totally fine with me. I'm not here to judge you. But I find I find a weird draw. We're going to beat this game in probably not 200 hours, probably not 300 hours. Like, whatever the number is, it'll be that number because of how much I talk to chat and because of how I misconstrued the first 100 hours of the game or 50 hours of the game to build a horizontal bus that was, I think, a decent but not great solution to the problem, right? That's kind of enthralling to me that like I'm gonna live and die by my own blade here. That's for sure. I'm gonna live and die, and mostly die by my own blade. But 16 was technically Hypertube. Oh, but it was also Sam. So 16 is Sam. We'll do that. Ryan streaming Satisfactory is my favorite interactive podcast. Mood, I haven't learned a single thing about how this game works. I just like listening in for the fun combos. Shout out to you guys, because I think I'm very lucky that many of you guys put up with games that, games that might not be up your alley. And then there's something even further than that, which is like a game that I cannot even begin to understand what is happening, or like have no interest in understanding what is happening. And if you're still here, that's shout out to you. Staters. I don't know how caught up to date my belts are, or my list is here that I'm looking at. I have a notepad that has my. You know what we should be doing? Fuck. Just now occurred to me. We should be doing this on our blueprint. Because then we only have to do it on... This is interesting. I don't want to have to redo this every time. On every floor? Can you imagine? Okay. Well, I've just determined what the next hour is going to be. Which is running around, grabbing... Eventually what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go Control-C, run over to our blueprint, hit Control-V, and then come back. Oh, well. We'll figure it out. Anything for the cult? Something you do very well is commentating. Silence at the right times and interesting combos when there's not much happening. Some streamers just yap, yap, yap. Oh, boy. Thank you. I don't know that I agree, but thank you. I feel like I yap a ton. I feel like I yap so fucking much. Thank you, though. All right, I'm going to check some things off my checklist here. Coal, done. Rotors, done. Iron rods, iron plate, iron ingot, done. Next, we have reinforced iron plate. And we still have 300 things, so we're still zooming. You yap in an engaging and thoughtful way. All right. Who paid you guys to be so kind today? Siege, what's up?
30 months, yo. Can't believe it's been 2.5 years.
2.5 years. That is crazy. Hi, Siege. How you doing? Oh my god, I love it when the belt is already placed. It's truly the best. It's simply the best. Did I get all of that? I did. How you doing, Siege? I don't know. It is a wonder that humans can find the things like we have this conversation oh man. I think this was Slime Rancher forever ago. And I still think about it pretty often. During the Slime Rancher streams, we had Slime Rancher. I don't know why I'm saying it like Foo Fighters. Slime Rancher. We had this conversation which was like something about like I could never find somebody in chat said I could never find X interesting. I could never find Y interesting. And I was like, oh boy, you have a confidence maybe in your identity or something that I do not have. Because to me, the question is not like, or the debate is not like, the debate is not, will I ever find this random assorted topic or hobby or thing that humans do interesting? It is merely, when will I find it interesting? The other day, I'm not gonna lie to you, you saw it. We played Puck on stream. That night, I watched fucking NHL highlights. Have I ever watched an NHL game in my life? No. That's actually not true. I probably did as a kid because I read some of those like NHL, like those young adult like getting into sports books. And I probably was like, I'm gonna be an NHL player someday. I guess what I'm saying is like, I have zero confidence that I won't find anything random very interesting in the next 5 years. I have no idea where my interest is going to take me next. Siege says, I'm doing okay. Trying to decide what to do with my time today. I've already applied for a writing job or two. Yo, today? Congrats, dude. Doing the hard work. Applications. Hell yeah. Is that relatable? Like, I have no, like, I think it's a good thing. It probably also, Megan makes fun of me for it constantly, but like, I have no idea what I'm going to find interesting tomorrow. And I kind of love that. I think Megan thinks it's maybe a little bit exhausting, but you know, for me, it's great. I love not knowing tomorrow what is going to be super interesting to me. Why'd you make it start snowing again? Dude, Arena, it's bad. I heard we're getting more snow today. Did that work? Please tell me it worked. It worked. Watching too much Severance with Christopher Walken. Hi, Marchildon. Marchildon, how's it going? Marchildon. Welcome in. Fully unrelated, but I liked your tangent in yesterday's Ocarina of Time about writing, expectations, and Lake Hylia. For me, I tend to pay attention to the way they use music in Zelda, plus its game design, so it's neat to see the writing celebrated in ways I hadn't thought about before. I feel like I need a musical expert lurking over my shoulder every day when I play Zelda games to be like, hey, did you notice this? No, I'll tell you what I really need is just a reminder, hey, pay attention to the music. I feel like that's the thing I probably underappreciate the most. I just get so distracted. That's my defense. Have you ever had, so Formy says, that's me with soccer. I never thought I'd enjoy it. I thought it was boring. Then I started watching it with a group of 40 plus people every week, started to understand the beauty of the game. Now I'm waking up at 4:30 a.m. on my weekends to watch Arsenal/EPL games. Can you think of a human hobby that you can confidently say you would never have any interest in? At no point in your life you will ever have any interest in it. I need to keep thinking on it, but I don't know. My go-to example for a while was like cars, but like, because I'm just generally not a car person, but like, Arena said rubbing. Shoot, I meant running. There's a joke in there. There's a sex joke in there somewhere, but, okay, Arena, you say running. You say running, but 2032 Olympics, is that when it goes to LA? 2032 Olympics roll around, right? They're hosted in LA. You're sick in August with some sort of respiratory illness. You're laid up on the couch for a week. The only thing on TV is running. The broadcasters spin you the interesting story of the hometown hero from LA. First time marathon debut, running the marathon at the 2028 is LA? Shit. I knew LA was coming up. I didn't know which one it was. You couldn't find it in you at all to be interested? If you answer no, that's okay. I'm not judging you and I'm not disagreeing with you. It's your life. It's your interest. But I'm susceptible to that shit, you know? Is watching a runner in the Olympics being interested in running as a hobby, though? I mean, isn't it sort of the window in? Isn't it sort of like that's where it starts? Where it could start? All of a sudden you're following that runner on Instagram. You're up to date on what their hopes are for the 2032 Olympics. You've learned a little bit from their Instagram captions about like the new sponsorship they're taking, how they're switching shoe companies, the drama around so-and-so's performance at Worlds and their doping allegations. Like, isn't that kind of just how you get loped in? We're humans. There's like a human interest story in there, right? I don't know if I am abnormal on this, or if I certainly am not saying one way is better than the other. But oh boy, do I'm so susceptible to being like, I'm just interested. I don't know what to say. I'm just interested. It's probably the generous way to say it is I'm being interested. I don't know what the other way to say it is. Okay, we need to put a splitter here. We're going to get done with this entire process, and then I'm going to hate the way the new vertical bus works, and we're going to have to undo the whole thing. Can't wait. Can't wait. Okay, so I need to technically split off of this thing in two ways. Millions of people watch the Olympics, don't do any of those sports. The Olympics could be a way in, but I don't think it's that common. I don't know, man. I know way more about gymnastics than I ever did purely because of the, like, that's my way into those things, right? Taxidermy is probably a good one. But then you're just still one, like, hour-long, interesting human interest YouTube documentary away from being, at least I am, away from being like, oh my God, taxidermy is a storied, historical art, and there's right and wrong ways to do it. Like, am I crazy here? I think the things humans do are interesting because humans do them. I think there's probably at the heart of taxidermy, somewhere in the taxidermy hobby or field, an interest story about like the old way of doing things, the new way of doing things, a person who's like a maverick in the way that they do things. I think humans are interesting. I think I need clarity here, Ryan. Are you conflating appreciating something with like being into the hobby? I've been using the word interesting. Being interested in something. I appreciate that these things exist, and I'm happy for people who do them and could even be interested in hearing how they do them. I think that that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you could be interested. I'm saying almost anything could hold my interest. I'll watch an hour-long documentary on almost any hobby if it is interesting. If it's presented in an interesting way. At that point, I think you're interested in the people who did or consumed taxidermy, but I do think you're right. Okay, I think you're onto something there. But then, don't each of these hobbies have sort of at their core? And it differs, like, from human interest to hobby to field to etc. Don't they each have their, like, their interesting... what's the way to even phrase it? They're, like, they're trade-offs. They're... like, what's the avant-garde of this field doing versus the old way? What's the new tech? What's the, like, there's just always a new angle on, like, on how it's going. Hi, Sven. How's it going? Why are we talking about taxidermy? Because I think Mars finally located the hobby that I don't actually have any interest in. And it's taxidermy. Okay, we're going from the far side there to one of these, which is not going to fit. I don't care how this looks. I'll do that. Then we'll do that. We'll do this. To circle this back around, I basically just don't feel... To me, this is like... This topic is... Where I was trying to go with this topic is mostly an issue of, like... It's sort of an issue of identity. I don't feel confident saying with any type of certainty that in the way that, like, humans find pursuits to interest them, capture their attention, spend their time on, etc. I have almost zero confidence that I could say with certainty what will or won't be in my future in that way. You know? Does looking at bad taxidermy count? Yeah, that makes sense, Mars. Maybe it's the difference between the story and the theme or something to that effect. I can be interested in a well-told story about almost anything. I feel you, Ryan. I find incuriosity very disturbing. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I do think, too, like... I think there's also... One more thing we should say on this front, or at least that I should say on this front, is I, too, find it, like... I also think... How do I phrase this? Sometimes I think, like, curiosity... For lack of a better word, like, curiosity is a privilege. Like, when I'm more depressed, I'll tell you what, I don't find much interesting. In terms of, like, finding things interesting, that's sort of the last thing I have it in my capacity to do when I am depressed and my mental health is in the shitter, right? So it's like... On the one hand, I truly think I could find... I think it's just like in almost any corner of life, you can find interesting things to look at. Except for when I'm depressed, in which case nothing is interesting to look at. Okay, so what we're going to do here is probably actually do this. Delete. Delete. Go merger. Go here. Go there. Need to reconnect the old line. Go somewhere over here. Oh, I'm getting some, like, lag. in the game, some framiness. Okay, there we go. This is a weird way for me to tell you that this is a weird way for me to approach this topic, but I have some news, guys. I'm actually this was all a long con. I'm retiring the Little Indigestion YouTube and Twitch accounts, and I will be starting a taxidermy YouTube account. I've actually filmed some videos already. I won't be releasing those videos because I don't want to spoil what happened, but well, the authorities got called, and I'm no longer in possession of the taxidermies. So there will be content coming soon. It's just not out yet. As soon as the legal dispute is figured out, I will have those back, my models, my works, and then we'll get back to it. But until then, turn notifications on Little Indigestion taxidermy. I want to do a splitter, just a normal splitter. And I want to delete that. Then I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. From fucking, I'm getting stuck. From fucking here to there. And then there to there. Came back at a weird time. Oh, came back at a weird time. You did come back at a weird time. Is this gonna fit? It is gonna fit. Hell yeah. God, this is so goddamn ugly. Good thing when we get this into our vertical bus, nothing will ever, we'll never ever have any ugly belts again. I don't know if these Mark IV belts are making my game lag, but oh boy, the FPS is. Hello? Stand. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hi, Shammy. Oh, no. Ugly belts ever again. That's good to hear. Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. There'll never be an ugly belt again. Okay, so it's copper wire. We're doing well. We're doing well. Right around here, we're going to have an issue where everything's going to have to start moving over by 8 lanes. Which is going to be interesting, but... You know what my actual answer to the thing I find it most difficult to be interested in? I think it's a weird one because it's like the most common thing in the world. We all do it. And I struggle to have any fucking interest in it, period. I can't, so far, I can't in my life. I can't do like cooking stuff. Like, I cannot find interest in any cooking content. It's probably that I just haven't found the right things. It's like probably I need to be watching some Anthony Bourdain or something. But like, food for me is just like I struggle with making it, with finding anything interesting in it. I like to eat it. And I know, all of the things I just said, I feel pretty confident defending my point of view on. This one, I have zero confidence defending my point of view. I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong, objectively. I know I'm an idiot. I know it's, like, it's just dumb, frankly. That's so close-minded of you. It is. No, truly. I truly think it is. I mean... I do know that, like, I do like understand. I think I understand that, like, you should fucking just turn this into one thing. I'm sure I'm wrong. I like watching cooking shows, but I hate cooking. Well, I don't hate it, I guess. I'm just always too tired to do it. Yeah, I mean, I think in the way we were talking about earlier, I don't think that means you're uninterested in it. To me, my definition of, like, lack of interest in cooking is, like, I don't even watch cooking shows. Like, not only do I not do it personally, I also don't do, like, croquet professionally. But okay, so then we just delete these and hope nothing is hooked up to them. Yeah, those are those different definitions we were talking about. Okay, something right here. We need to hook that up. 4, that's 4. We'll just do this the old-fashioned, ugly way. That is the most god-awful thing I have ever seen in my entire life. I do really love food. I love to eat food. It's not even that I love food. I just love how food makes me feel. What's the cooking content that you watch? Not that Molly says my husband and I watch the Sorted YouTube channel all the time. It's cooking content. He's not into cooking, but still enjoys most of it. Maybe you'll take an interest in cooking later. I found that my interest in cooking goes up if I have people to cook for. Pootrark, I got to tell you, I think it is very likely that my interest in cooking goes up because of the amount of meals I'm going to have to prepare. I think you're probably on the money there. God forbid we ever need more than, what is it, 480? 480 resources on any single belt. God forbid. You awake? Nice. Where the fuck am I going here? This is a mess. This is a mess. How long has the belt upgrade taken? Well, we're not probably a quarter of the way done with it. And we have been going for like an hour. We're still going, that's for sure. We got a lot of belt upgrading to do. It's going to take a while. But at least we're having interesting talks. Interesting to me. I think it's just right here. I think it's just right here. Did those things go? This is more copper being put on, sure. There does not need to be a through line afterwards. Okay, so that's good. That needs taken care of. Where we need to split this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm going to leave before Ryan says something like he's not interested in breathing or some shit. I have to figure out my next game series, either Outer Wilds or Metro. I know this group is a bit biased. I do love Outer Wilds. I do love it. I'm super interested in breathing. I like breathing. Super interested. Okay, Mark 4 here. Then we need to go like... God, I'm destroying our old factory to make the... Oh, Jesus. This is stuck in the Zoop tube. Destroying our old factory to make this work. Is really a crime. I think it was right here because this takes copper wire, gets split. Perfect. As a runner, you probably know more about breathing than most. The funny thing is, it's actually really interesting. No, I need to stop using that word. Generally, people who are newer to the sport of running think breathing is more complicated than it is. People who are newer to the sport of running oftentimes get fed content or get fed bullshit that it's like, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And that is the way to guarantee your oxygen supply is greatest. Or that's the way to guarantee you're not pushing too hard. The amount of times I have thought about breathing while running in the last 5 years that wasn't just basically, oh my God, I'm going to fucking die. I need more oxygen in my lungs is zero. Like, it is funny though. People are always like, and there were some runners back in the 70s who trained by breathing through straws on runs, because they were like, well, if running is like an oxygen limited, if running fast is like an oxygen limited endeavor, then like the less oxygen we get in, the better, right? Like, people are living at altitude. Why don't we just fucking breathe through a straw? No good science has been done on whether or not that was, as far as I know, has been done on whether or not that was actually effective, but I don't know. I guess there's a chance. I wouldn't put my money on it, but this is so fucking ugly. Look at this line. 4 to 1. Conveyor belt Mark 4 to conveyor belt Mark 1, but whatever. Why am I doing this? It's because I think that I have spent basically too much time and effort caring about what belt speed I need to be using to make things efficient. Oh my God, we finally ran out of encased industrial beams. And instead, in the future, I would like to just make every belt as fast as possible. Hi, girly. Hi. Did you have a good nap? Oh, hi. And if that isn't good enough, then we need another belt. I don't know. Probably going to grow to hate this method in a couple 50 hours too. But there's a great book, What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. It is a good book. It's really funny, though. Good book. Not one of my favorite running books. Great book, though. I truly do love that book. In some ways, it's like the least running book I've ever read, though. Like, good book, though.